Okay, we are live. Everyone, it is April 22nd, the year of our god of what? Words? The meta text?
The god of language, words, and researcher of the metatext in the
There
year.
you go. 2025. Perfect. We are picking up right where we left off in the middle of a fight. We have, we're down one player today who wasn't able to make it. So the character will be played by committee. When his turn comes up, I'll just prompt and somebody can say what they think he should do. And if there's like a Robert's rules going on, if someone seconds it, then he'll just go ahead and have that as his action for that round. That way you still have a healer. All right, so where we left off last time was fighting deep in the actual ventricle of the dead god Havoc floating in the astral sea, where you have come to and found the remains, the crash site of a ship called the Lambent Zenith, and you have at this point pretty much met all the crew, starting at the stern castle, moving to the starboard wreckage, and then to the prow itself, which has embedded itself in the heart. There was in the prow the second piece of the rod of 7 parts, and it has been embedded within the heart. And apparently something happened such that it has found its way to the innards of this creature called a Hertolog, which is effectively, as Patrick said earlier, a heartworm dragon of some sort. So you guys have been fighting that. The fight began quickly as it shuddered its horrific self and began a very rapid attack and then a retreat. You guys followed it into the other section where even Kineas got swallowed for a short bit before he got spat back out again. And
it was dark and gross.
Yeah, so here we are with this whole fight just going to continue today. So I am going to go ahead and unpause our game. Maybe. I guess the player side loaded, but the game master side didn't. So hold on just a second. I will go ahead, now that we've done our recap, I'm going to invite our new friend into the game to keep notes. We've got a note taker now.
Welcome to the early 21st century, everybody. We are now using AI.
Denier is listening.
Yeah.
Praise be to his ink-stained beard, his triangle eye.
Very good. So, I believe we ended with. Oh, here we go. It just loaded. Cool beans. All right. It's just loading up all of the riffraff. Okay. All right. So we are, I think we just finished round 2, and we are getting ready to come back around to the top where the Hertolog makes another action. All right.
Try my bud.
Yep. All right. So this foul creature, which seems to have like no skin, just the raw bare muscles that make up its dragony worm-like body. It's going to just go ahead and try to take out Kineas again. He is handy, and so it's going to try to swallow him again. So let's see. First off, we're going to do a couple of claws, and then it's just going to come down and bite on you. Harvard's 15 feet away. Whatever. It doesn't seem to like to want to attack you from there. So let's go. Oh, because you are 20 feet off the ground. That's why. All right, and the hurdle log is 50, so it's going to. I have to lower it back down to your height. You're 30. So
why am I 30 feet up in the air?
Because when it swallowed you and spat you out, I asked you where you would be, and you said you were 30. It never got changed beyond that, so that's where it's going to be. The first attack is a miss with one claw. The next, oh wait, it says that would hit.
Oh.
So the first claw attack looks like it's going to hit you. It's probably popping up something you can do. Yep. So again, you wrap yourself in the wings of. It's normal.
In the wings of candor.
Yep. So the first attack misses, but the second attack comes around, and it's going to hit you even more accurately as the feathers shed off of you. It's going to come in with 2d10 plus 6 is 17 hit points of damage, slashing. I believe you have Hill Rune activated, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I do.
So you are
activated while I was in the dragon.
Yep, resistant to that. So you'll take half of that. And then it has a bite. And this is the nasty one that's potentially going to just swallow you up. Oh, you managed to duck and dodge that one just fine, so you don't take any of all that extra poison damage, but it does slosh itself all around. You can see just the poisoning dripping from its, not just like two fangs like a snake, but the whole thing is just nasty. All right, so that wraps up its move. Del, you get to go next. What do you want to do?
I am gonna run.
Jim's
I'm gonna
game's
run right.
Pause.
Well, I'm gonna. I'm upright on the corner of this wall, so I'm gonna kind of push myself off. I cannot. Oh, game's paused.
Yeah. Thanks.
And kind of crouching tiger, hidden dragon my way over to him. I need to go up 5 feet, I believe. Actually, I kind of want to
Attack in front underneath.
attack. Yeah, I kind of want to attack underneath him anyway. So I'm gonna see if it just lets me do this from here. No, I gotta move up.
Probably one more square would get you close enough to hit him because you're only 5 feet apart the other way, so that should be enough.
Am I not all the way up to him?
Do you have any heartworm music playing? Got a couple things going on. Nice hit.
What the advantage is from.
Nice.
I will take it. That was just that one. Must have been running
It's
it.
probably because it thinks you're hidden.
Well, it didn't do it again. And it didn't have like the hidden message from before.
Oh, okay.
It just said all hurdle on. I think, yeah.
Hey, Nice couple of
Maybe
shots of
harm
damage.
did it. There was harm on him. I don't know. One more thing. Well, technically two. Give him some wax.
Love it.
So close.
As in wax on.
Don't even go there.
Hopefully, he took a decent amount of damage from all that.
Yeah, it did. It looks
I'll
like
end
it's
right there.
certainly bloodied up a bit. So, for sure.
Nice.
All right, Ziff. What does the wizard
Yeah.
want to do?
Oh, the wizard's just going to keep going. Where is Kinea? Is Kinea in do I know if Kinea is in that room?
Yeah, you know he's in there somewhere. You
Okay.
can see
All
him from where you're at.
You
I
can hear
can
me
see
cussing.
I can see Dell, but I am gonna
You can't
I'm
see
gonna
Kineas right here.
now I can. Oh yeah. Oh, I thought that was the monster. Yeah, so I'm going to, if he looks bloodied, I'm gonna
Actually, that tracks.
actually, you know what? I'm going to pin it. I'm gonna try and pin him in place. I'm going to try and do this. Oh, sorry.
Web spell.
No. Yeah. 1 second. I can make things happen because I'm smart.
You still have your
No.
Big B's hand. Don't forget. It's right over
Oh,
here.
that's exactly what I'm doing. Because it's 10 feet away and the range is 5. Hold on. It's saying that my hand is too far.
Your hand
So
is 20 feet up in the air, so you need to move it down.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so right click on it.
I
and
can't
then
do. I'm on a Mac. That doesn't work.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Okay.
I've tried before. I can't figure it out.
They do what now on Mac?
If you can get it within 5 feet of him.
There you go.
Yep. Okay. Is he targeted? Now he is. Let's try this again. Bam. I don't have advantage or anything, I would
Just see you
think.
doing like controlling it like with a game controller.
So the hand
Contested
opens
roll,
up wide
athletics
and
skill check.
just grabs it by the throat. And I think that's all I can do except move. I can't do any.
You succeed.
Thank you, thank you. So he's not moving unless he wants to try a strength check. I'm gonna head back here because Ziv is nothing if not brave, and rally the troops on to go get him. He's not going anywhere, I think.
Okay.
Right.
See what else? So it looks like I see the giant hand choking out the dragon. Classic Ziv.
And this hand, guys, is like it's literally huge. It's bigger than this thing is. He's probably holding its neck by like his index finger, his middle finger, and his thumb.
The palm is kind of hairy.
Easy. This won't age well.
Yeah.
What would the robot think of that?
Just YouTube, it's not us is saying.
I can't wait till you ask.
Even though the AI says I'm a little pervert, it's not.
I can't wait until you ask the AI that question. A couple like, was the palm hairy or not?
Describe Big B's
Describe the
hand.
palm. Yeah.
Otherwise, Ziv is marveling over the hair on his magical hands. And they have
It's huge.
Since you strike down the dragon,
Yep.
it's in a good hit with the first one. But unfortunately, after that, the hand kind of moves just enough to be in his way, so so his other two fall dead on and can't pierce the dragon with the hurdle log.
Indeed.
And that'll end my turn.
All right. So what's Ezra gonna do?
Oh,
So Ezra could do a guiding bolt again. Oh, that's probably why you had advantage, Dell. Because I'm pretty sure Ezra did guiding bolt last week.
He could do a flame
Yeah, that
strike,
sounds
right?
right.
Do you think he should have flame strike?
Well, he's got blade barrier.
He
What does he
blade
have? He doesn't
barrier.
have anything chosen for his 7th. His 7th level spell. He doesn't
Yep.
have it. He's
Nope.
got the slot.
So he can upcast maybe, but he hasn't updated his character. So how about why doesn't he wait just a little bit longer and then do raise dead on the herdalog?
Hmm.
Mass cure wounds? No, let's do
hey,
flame
hey,
strike. How's that sound?
you know what's a great thing that Ezra could
They
do?
should have a guilty conscience spell where the one.
Right.
Ezra could cast Bless on the. Well, I would move into range. I would have him move into range and cast Bless and go hide. That would be very helpful.
Well, if we do bless has a
You have to move
range
you'd have to move like right here so you could see everyone.
30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Insect
5,
plague would be
50.
cool.
He just can't reach Zith. He can reach everybody but Zith.
No, he'd have to move here, I think, right? But because of the wall. See where I'm pinging?
15. Like right here. He went around.
Yeah, and then cast Bless and shield up and hopefully not die.
All right, I can do that.
Try not to cast Bless on the creature. That would be great.
No promises.
And the most Jim move of the night so far.
Right?
Greater healing on the hurdle lock and Bless.
Okay. Oh. Of course, he targets the
You
hurdle
let-
lock.
Yeah, you
I was
just let
hoping
the
to get a
hurdle lock-
template, but it didn't do a template. I haven't. I don't know how to do this. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try again. You act like I'm a cleric and I know how to what happens in the VTT when you do that. All right, here we go. One more time.
I can do it if you need. Yeah.
Down here somewhere. Where's his bless spells? Oh,
You're in my way again.
bless. We're gonna go cast it. All right. Kaneas, Del, Zith, Ozus, Ezra. Yep. Go.
Great. And Jim, I realized I had an action to spare on my turn. I don't know if you want to give it back to me or deal with it later on. I'm happy to take 2 actions on my next turn. Or
What action? I mean, you
so
use
the
that's a bonus, right?
yeah, it's all a bonus action after you cast it.
Mhm.
I forgot
Okay.
that. So,
I see.
but I understand if the answer is tough crap.
that would be so good. No, what do you want to do for your action?
Well, now I got logged out. So why don't you just keep going, and once I log back in, we'll let you know.
Sure.
No, Forge is really
All right.
bumming me out right now.
So I'm pretty sure Kaneas is the only one that got blessed.
I definitely got blessed. Hashtag blessed.
Really? It looks like it's.
Yeah.
Yep.
It might just be on my screen. I don't know.
No, it looks. You look right. Let's see. Target. All right. Once more under the breach. Here we go. I'll get this eventually.
I'll run him if you want. I'm a decent cleric in my other life.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Do you have access to a sheet?
Oh, now Kaneas lost it because he was concentrating.
My hashtag What's Life.
I can't control it yet, Jim. I'm not back in, so you're gonna have to do this one
Okay.
all on your lonesome.
Is there a max on how many?
No, I mean there is, but
You have to upcast it to get more people. Yeah.
Yep, which is what I was doing. But
Oh,
target, 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 target. Cast bless, second level. Right, select him. Cast bless once more. All right, we're not going to consume a spell slot. We're going to cast it at second level.
Oh, that's very kind of you.
And check, check. Oh, I didn't check the boxes. That's what I didn't do last time. Okay. All right. Everybody got blessed.
Yeah.
Yay.
Thank you,
Yay.
Ezra.
I
Don't worry,
know.
Ezra.
Job, Ez.
Well,
I've
we
locked
did
him
it.
down.
is there any way you can get rid of Chris pre-mades on my spell on my character
No.
sheet? It's driving me nuts.
No.
Shoot. Of course, I'll fireball.
The kid stays in the picture. Oh, nice. What is my hand's dex score? I have a dexterity of 10.
Oh no! Where's the explosion?
Oh wait, what's that for? It didn't do it, did it?
No, it didn't give me the. Oh, he made the save.
It's probably your pre-made nonsense.
Ugh. Well, he takes half of that at least.
Okay.
That'll end my
right.
turn.
That'll end your
But
turn. That
did that
At the end of-
fireball only?
Now it's
only
gonna
hit?
hurt. Now it's gonna hurt.
it only
that
hit the hurt
fireball-
log.
Oh, not the hand.
Uh,
The hand probably needs to make a dex check. Is my guess.
yeah.
I'll just roll a flat
Where-
10.
where is the hand?
Could be right next to him.
No, because it would have showed
Oh,
up.
you know what? Jim, I had to reload, and now all of our friend or my friend is gone. You know how it was? You like attach it to my profile picture, and there's a little
Mm-hmm.
thing I can click, like a familiar. That's gone.
Yeah.
It was there, but then I had
Yep.
to reload because I got booed. It probably doesn't see it because it's not there.
It has 54 seconds left. It's counting.
They should make the spell a little bit more interesting. Since you're using bat guano, what if the bat had rabies? You could spread it.
Right?
Oh, you know what,
You
Jim?
hope that you already go.
I could be wrong, but Oh nope. I'm not wrong. It's just you want me to cast it again?
Yeah, and just don't use the spell slot. That's fine.
Yep. Is it my turn? Can you make it my turn?
You can do it. Do you have to do it on your turn?
I will check. I will check. It's going to make me put a template down. So I'm going to move up. If I can see him, this isn't really happening. These aren't the droids you're
The
looking
hand
for.
was right here.
Yeah. I'm going to cast it again. Frustration. Don't consume a spell slot. Yeah. Yep. It should be there.
It's there.
And then let me target him.
The effects are already on there for the grass.
Oh, for the creature? Oh.
Yeah.
He's grappled. Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, I'm done. You can
Did
end
you
my
want your
turn.
action?
Oh, can I take that now? Sure. 100%. Why not, buddy? Why not?
So your
Your
hand
turn.
will need to make a
Oh.
save. So let's see. That's a dex save.
Why would? Yeah. It's a.
From the fireball.
I have a 10. There you go.
Rolled an 11. All right. You hit it.
There we go. And that'll be my turn. Now we're all trued up, and it's the Hurtlog's turn. Try and get out of that grapple, buddy. That would be great.
I think it's my turn.
Oh
No, it's not your turn. Dude,
no, it's because he just gave me a free turn.
I wound back the clock. I used a time spell. All right. Hurtlog's turn. I think he is. So incapacitated says an incapacitated creature.
He's not incapacitated. He's
Cannot
grappled.
take actions or
No,
reactions.
I wish he was incapacitated, but he's just grappled.
The grappled
I
creature's
believe.
speed becomes 0 if it can't
Yeah.
benefit from any bonus to its speed. The condition
That's it.
ends if the grappler is incapacitated. I see. So his speed is just 0, so he can still attack. All right.
Yes.
Well, Dell is right there, so it's going to try to attack Dell. And it is going to do a couple of claw attacks. Incoming, Dell. The first one's a miss. The next claw attack
Rolls.
is also a miss.
Nice.
And then the bite. This, however, is going to land.
Ooh.
So is going to take a few points of damage. It rolled some dice. I'm waiting for it to count it up. Maybe it's not gonna. All right. So it looks like it didn't give you any damage, did it? It rolled some dice, but it didn't do anything about it. All right. So
Yeah, I haven't seen any dice animation
All right,
or
very good. So
anything
there's
in the chat.
2d8 plus 6 piercing damage from the teeth. So that would be 18 points of damage. And then there's poison damage, but I think you are resistant or immune.
Yes.
Immune.
Okay. And so you are large or smaller, so because you're medium. So you need to succeed on a DC 20 strength saving throw, or you will be swallowed.
And how much damage was it?
18.
18.
18 piercing.
Shit, what is my total?
The good news is as I'm reading here. Oh, are you
What was
down?
that? No, I just accidentally
Your whole character
exited
turned
out
red.
without putting my I did my health wrong. I put my health to 0.
Oh yeah, that would
See
do
that.
it.
Your whole character turned red, and I'm like, oh, that was poignant. All right. So you fail your cons. No, it's supposed to be strength, not con.
Strength saving throw.
See, senor. Just as bad, I think.
Yeah. It was a pretty
Okay.
bad one.
All right. So it swallows you. You are now in the gullet of the creature. And so you are going to, let's see, you are blinded. So let me just add blinded. I got to zoom in because I can't find blinded otherwise. It's got a little blindfold on. Where is that? But I had the same problem last time, but I can't remember where it was, right? So I got to go look through them all over again.
I'm concentrating on something.
Which one's blinded? Del, do you know how to apply statuses? You right click on your token.
Myself, I believe so.
Yeah, you right click on your token and it's the dude with the glow around him. That's assign status
Yeah.
effects. Where's blinded? Oh, it's the eyeball with the crossover. That's the one. Yep. So you're blinded. Oh, and I unblinded you. All right, you're blinded and you are restrained. So that would be the net, the web, I mean. That's restrained. So click the web and blinded and restrained. But the good news is you have total cover against all other attacks that are aimed at you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, silver lining behind every swallowing. All right, and he swallowed you whole, so you you do get to do things. What's the con saving throw for? You have concentration on something or what?
No, that was when I accidentally put my health to 0.
Oh, gotcha.
no. Yeah, no.
Okay. So
I don't know why I did a constitution throw.
And then
See, I'm concentrating on it.
I think immediately I'm going to have the Hertolog do something else. So let's see here. I'm just going to use a legendary action. Yeah. I totally love this, and Zith totally won't love this. So 5, 10, 15.
It's a check. It's not a save, friend.
Wait, is it trying to move past me?
Yep, but you don't get opportunity attacks
Why not?
because it gets to move super fast.
But it can't move.
Oh,
It's grappled.
dang it. But it's a legendary action. It should get to do that. All right, hold
Nope,
on.
you can't. And a legendary resistance doesn't matter because it's a
All right,
check and not a
never
save,
mind then.
my friend.
That forces me to use the other legendary action it has, which costs 2 actions, and it has those. The Hertolog drains life from the creature in its gullet to bolster itself. Each creature in the Hertolog's gullet, which this is
Could be more than one.
it has room for 2. It's a small apartment. And so each creature in the Hertolog's gullet takes 3d6 necrotic damage,
Oof.
and the Hertolog regains a number of hit points equal to that damage. So let's just do some 3d6s here.
Is it all of us?
No, just Dell,
Okay.
the lucky one.
Yay, Dell,
3d6.
good.
All right, Dell, that looks like 9 points of damage. So you're going to take 9 points of damage, and it's going to heal back 9 points of damage.
Got it.
All right. Dell, I want you to make a perception check.
Perception. Ooh, nice.
I think that does it. The 27 certainly beats the DC. You see embedded in the gullet wall a glowing, like, looks like the piece of the rod. It's right there. So you could like try to make an attack because you're like in there and you've got your staff and everything. You could try to stick it in there and wedge it out like a sliver, right? You're trying to get a sliver out. So you could try to get that piece out. Otherwise, you'll have to go digging back around inside here after it's dispatched. What do you want to do?
I think Dell with his training would like kind of focus and get like his bearings and try and propel himself and reach as far as he can towards where he thinks the rod is and try and grab it.
Yeah, it's just under like the muscular wall of the gullet that you're in. So you could just like jab it in there and try to pop it out. All right.
So just do an attack.
So if you want to, yeah, you can do. You are you're just going to make your attack at disadvantage. Right? Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. So you'll work at disadvantage. So you can't see
I
anything
can't
else.
target him because I can't see anything.
Wahaha. Okay.
So I mean, I could just make the roll and we can go off what it says. But
Okay. Well, I'll take it off just so you can target him.
all right, he's targeted.
All right. Ooh, that one almost.
Do disadvantage. Good.
All right. You managed to pry it out of the muscle wall in its gullet. So it's going to have a sore throat, but you managed to do that. How much points? 9 points damage. Okay. All right, cool. So then what's next? Dell, I think that's your action, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I wasn't sure because it was. Yeah,
we're
it
going to
was still
track
kinda-
9 points of damage. All right, Zith, you're up. What are you going to do?
All right, Zith wouldn't have seen what happened, but he's heard some commotion, so he's going to pop back out here.
There's no check for me to get out, right?
Nope.
Okay, just checking. No pun intended.
Zith would run over and see what happened, and you know, Dell was there the last time he looked, and now he's not. I think he's probably smart enough to make some assumptions. So what I want to do, Jim, is like I can crush him for a little bit of damage, but really what I want to do is like, I don't know if you guys have dogs, but if they're biting something, you need to open their mouths. You like squeeze their like mandibles to like open it up. I'd want to like try and do that to this thing. I don't know if that's a strength check or save or whatever. If that's too like out there, I would just give it a squeeze and try and like squeeze its throat so that it coughs.
So you're pulling a King Kong
You're
and you're
talking
gonna rip
about
his
with
throat open?
Big B's hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can clench fist, or I can like try and do the dog thing, like whatever you want me to do. I'm sure it's going to involve some sort of roll.
Well, I think you have clenched fist. That does damage, right?
Like I'm grasping him, so all I can do is with grasping hand on subsequent turns, it can do like 2d6 of damage. That's what I was saying. Like I'd sacrifice the damage to try and actually like make him choke or do the dog thing.
Well, we'll see if you can manage to do 40 points of damage to the Hurtlog this turn. He's already taken 9. Then you can force them to cough up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
You can force him to cough up the monk.
yeah, I can't do. I'm not going to risk him
So you
running
can
around the
add to it.
battlefield.
So you can add to it if you want by doing your damage, and then we'll see what the other 3
So
people
as
can
my,
do.
I'm gonna wallop him with it's making my hand do this turn. Sorry. I'm gonna wallop him old school style, with a little fire, nothing fancy. Do that, hopefully it hits. I don't see dice, I don't know why.
He rolled a 5. I'm looking to see what happens.
Oh. 5 is probably gonna miss. Oh. It's not rolling my dice.
I get rolls the dice, but it doesn't show. I see the dice roll, but it's not.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Are
I
you
don't know what
rolling from inside the VTT?
yeah. It's weird. It shows up
you
in
have-
the
Yeah, sometimes I
chat.
see question marks.
Yeah.
when other people roll. It's
I didn't
weird.
even see
Are
that.
you rolling? Is it a public roll or a DM roll?
That's literally from the sheet.
Well, yeah,
It's
but
always
you're thinking
public.
public.
Yeah, it's always public. Yeah, it's weird. It definitely
Okay, well, I
changed.
rolled for you. It rolled a
Great.
16. That's enough to
Okay.
hit.
Cool.
And you do 20 points of damage.
That's great. And then for my little extra thing, I'm gonna do this, which should be. Oh, can you closer? Hold on. It's annoyed at my distance again. Can you move it? Or here, maybe I can. There. All right.
Probably doesn't have, it's probably not the right altitude, right?
I don't see any altitude on my thing.
I thought you were at like 30 feet.
Yeah, we're all
I'm gonna try it
we're
again.
hovering.
No, I'm
traveling.
at
Yeah, you're
0.
at 0. So that's 300. That was wrong.
Yeah, if you can.
You're at
Great.
30 feet. So go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Now the roll's coming up. Let's see if the dice come. No. It asked me to roll, but it didn't. It does not showing
I
dice.
saw your roll.
Yeah, but nobody else did. It's weird. But yeah, so that's the damage. That's the damage I would do, and go to the side now. Oh, I thought there was more to hide. I'll actually.
Wow. Those fonts just got huge all of a sudden.
Yeah. All right.
So that was a contested athletics roll, right? So that was that roll that we just did.
It shouldn't have been that. It should be the like the 2d6 thing. So I'll just look at. I don't know why it's so complicated. 2d6 plus spellcasting modifier. I'll roll 2d6. We'll add spellcasting, and then I'll reload because clearly something is not
Okay.
happy. I don't know what that roll is. I don't. You could see
3
it.
and a 3. That's a 6.
Plus spellcasting mod is 4.
Okay.
If you could do that, I will reload and see if it'll get better.
Oh, it's dead.
Ooh, that was enough.
So you squeeze it, and out comes, like you squeeze the head, and it just kind of squeezes it right off of its long neck, and the neck just flops down to the ground. The whole thing just kind of flops to the ground, and Dell comes sliding out like he's in a water slide of acid.
And the hand is still just clenching it, not knowing it's
holding
dead,
the head.
Zip me. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's trying to stick one of its fingers down its throat to make it gag, and meanwhile the whole body of the Hurtolog is already on the ground, and Dell comes sliding out of the long neck like it's a water slide.
Yes.
And so there he is, but he also comes sliding out of the neck with his stun staff in one hand and another piece of the rod in his other hand.
Huzzah!
Guys, I found
help
something.
Dell up.
And I hold it up.
Oh, good. Wow, you got it. Good. And also, this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. And we fought armies of the undead.
We thought we lost you, Dell.
It's not much pretty on the inside, as you know.
Oh God, yeah. You know, when we get back to the mansion, we are going to take a shower. I don't care if I have to fight those wizards.
Together?
We're going to use a shower.
So basically, you pull the King Kong on him.
I looking towards the universe.
I just rub out with some
together.
dirt.
Yeah, that was some dirt. Just rub some dirt on it.
Let's explore.
Okay, well, you guys have successfully killed the thing that was holding the rod. So now what?
Oh,
Who remembers the way out?
Do you dispel your Bigby's hand? Kineas keeps moving it around the board.
No,
How am I moving it?
I take it with you or with me.
Up is the way
There,
out, I think.
there's 4 zits and a hand.
I think there's still 2 Kineuses.
Gonna just draw a rectangle somewhere on the blank floor. That will unselect the hand that you keep dragging around the table.
I just moved the hand. I think the hand's free.
Yeah. Kineas had both of them
Okay.
like boxed, and so he was traveling around with both of them.
Who remembers how to
Okay.
get out of here?
I do.
I
Do
don't.
think I
you
do.
see anything interesting over there?
Are we going to explore this other room?
Is there anything to explore? I mean, it's just like the heart of a god. I mean, fascinating, I guess, from a religious standpoint, but
That's all
Air
over me,
here,
man.
Ozus, inside this other chamber is quite putrid and very, very humid. Pooled on the floor is black sludge that shimmers like an oil slick.
Oh, I told you we should have never gone into this room.
was this is literally your idea.
Yeah,
On
I'm
the
out
other
of there.
side, you can see that there is a caved-in artery. It's like a 10-foot wide petrified artery that leads out from the chamber, but it's caved in, so it's blocking that exit from the chamber.
Does it look like I can blow it up?
Sure.
What do you guys think?
Well,
Sure.
before you do that,
Sounds
I'm going
fun.
to step out of the way.
I mean, we could just go back up the way we came and not
It's
risk
running
it.
away.
There's nothing.
Run away! Run
Dale.
away!
Dale,
Okay.
there's nothing exploded, nothing gained.
Okay. Run away! Run
I'm
away!
far enough away. I'm not worried about it.
What happened to that hand?
Ozus, if you want to blow it up, go ahead.
No. It's okay.
Right here.
Anyway, let's get out of this hellhole.
This hellheart.
That part. Yeah, whatever.
I'm waiting for Jim to say I have to roll something for entering that room.
Nope.
What happened to the doggy?
You left him back
Brought
on
it
the
back.
other. You reunited him, remember?
Yeah.
Nancy, you want to lead the way?
1 second. I'm shrinking.
Who's? Yeah, Kanesh, you got to move. You're on top of me. I can't move. Can't
Me
breathe.
too.
I'm trying.
I can't breathe.
I'm trying to shrink here.
Unshrink yourself, dude.
Trying to.
Okay, so what you have now is the second piece of the rod of 7 parts. What does the second
Yay.
piece do? Who is going to be looking at it?
Oh, it's back in my notes. It is back in my notes. Okay, so this is a while ago. Second piece, Arcane Gate.
Indeed.
What is
can
that?
cast Arcane Gate. So it makes sense that this piece of the rod would have been used to create portals that the Lambent Zenith would fly through.
Yep.
Hey, Jim, can you shrink me? I can't do it for some reason.
You can't do it. Settings, appearance. One by one. Kineas goes marching on. Hurrah. Hurrah.
Hurrah.
Okay. So very good. So you guys head on out. We're going to kind of shift over to Theater of the Mind. You guys head back into the prow of the ship, and from there you go back to, I believe her name is Ilda. She is the captain of the ship. She has worked out while you
Inda?
were gone. Inda, yes. And Inda has worked out how to fix her wing. Since you got her started, she was able to work out the rest. And she is now wearing both wings, her natural white left wing, and then she's got her mechanical right wing. And she's like, it sounded pretty horrible, whatever was going on in there.
It smelled worse.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was nasty. You look great though.
A little more balanced. So I recall that you said you would have a way for my crew to escape this wretched wreckage on this dying god. Are you still going to
yeah.
hold to your word?
We'll
As much as
try.
we can.
Yeah.
It sounds to me
Let's
like
just
we
say that,
then
like, oh yeah, sure, we'll give it our best
Let's-
shot. I don't think
let's
that's what
rally
she's
the
looking for.
crew. Let's
I
rally
think
the
she's
crew
looking
and
for a
head
yes
back.
or a no.
Where does your
so-
where does your portal go to?
A mansion in Sigil, City of Doors.
Can we bring anybody we want through the portal?
We're about to find out.
I mean, technically, I think you need to like go through immigrations to go into the city.
Passport.
That's why we weren't allowed to leave the mansion. But we'll go back and see what the wizards have to say. They'll have an idea.
Do you have
They're
anything
smart.
to declare? All right. So Inda, now that she's feeling whole again, she will gather up her belongings and strap her pack on above her wings, and from
I'll
there,
have her papers and stuff that we found in the other part of the ship. There was like an office there with a stack
Right.
of papers, and I assumed
Yep.
it was the captain's, so I give
Sure.
that to her.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you
Now
found
that
that in the
she's
record.
feeling better.
All right. Well, let's go get the rest of the crew, and let's see if we can get ourselves up to your portal. Where is it out there?
I will point up to where I last remember seeing it, and hand her my spyglass.
She goes, "This is a nice piece of work you got here." And she telescopes it out, and she looks up and she goes, "I see. Well, that sounds good to me. Shall we all head back to the other sections together? What are we gonna do about the tree? How are we getting him back? Can't leave him here."
That's Del really wants to know that.
I have. I mean, it's not the issue is, as far as I can tell, we don't have any other like vessels that we can carry the people who need to be carried.
Well, can't they all fly?
Well,
Yeah, but the
perhaps
tree
we can.
can't.
Perhaps we can contract with someone to come back to the Astral Sea and get him.
Sure.
Seems only right.
Del,
Yeah, I mean,
can you go break the bad news? I feel bad for him.
I'll go talk to the tree.
hey, Jim, was there? Did we see like a broken boat or something around here? Like,
There was a lifeboat, and he had already taken root in the lifeboat. So
can we just? Would it be possible for us to carry the lifeboat?
like rip it out of the wreckage of the starboard side of the ship, and then pull
Yeah.
the lifeboat all the way back to the portal. How are you going to get through the portal, though? He's a little big.
We will. Well, we can carry him. I mean, it'll probably be a multi-person effort.
We'll use the new part
I
of
mean-
the rod to make the portal bigger, because that's how
Oh
things
yeah,
work.
fair.
In the
Yeah,
astral plane,
also-
if you believe it, it comes through.
Yeah, I mean, it's not obviously outside of the god. I mean, there's not actually gravity here, or whatever pulls us down to the world. So I mean, once we get, I mean, we only really need to carry him part of the way before he should, before it becomes relatively easy. Yeah, we're probably going to have to fight off monsters, but I mean, if most of the crew's the one helping carry him, why we defend them? I think it should be doable.
Elves on
For
board,
instance, the idea.
full.
I truly
The idea
doubt
of the rest of the crew.
all of this has taken less than a minute, right, Jim? So I'm going to drop my Bigsby's hand, even though I
Okay.
would love it. Seems fair.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not wanting to, but it seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Bless is probably off as well. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, we had to fight shit getting out there. We'll probably have to fight stuff going back, maybe.
Yeah.
So Zenith is going to just, as soon as we take off, he's going to snap his fingers and he's going to disappear. So you let me know when that happens. Oh, I guess we're theater of the mind. So I would cast greater invisibility on myself when.
Are we
when
going to the tree right now, or are we going to the crew first?
Yeah, I thought we were going to go check out
Yeah.
the tree.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Got it. I thought we were going to the.
Yeah, let's see how.
Yeah, I thought we
See
had
how
to
viable
explain to
we
the
get
tree
into
that is SOL.
Got it.
Oh, we're gonna see if we can get him out first.
Or should we get the crew to come with us?
Let's see how much effort it will take to remove the lifeboat first, then we'll decide.
And talk to the tree.
We will head up back to top deck to talk to the tree.
All right.
We have to travel to get to the tree, I believe.
You do. So let's roll a couple of d12s.
Oh. Question, which is closer to us, the crew or the tree?
The tree is closer.
Yep, tree is closer.
Okay, cool.
All right, so you guys make it back to the stern castle, not the stern castle, the starboard part of the ship. And from there, you can talk with the treant. His name is Redbud. So, Dell, I think you might be the best equipped to talk with Redbud. He knows very little common, like I am Groot or something like that. So, Redbud.
I know like ancient elven, like Sylvan and halfling, I think. But I don't.
Actually,
Yeah,
he does.
I mean
he does have
druidic.
common and druidic. So he can speak to you in druidic better than his common.
Probably, yeah, probably just easier than common.
Yeah. So he's like, I'm glad to see you back.
Tell them the bad news now.
Good to see you well. Now, we found what we were looking for, and we're going to be leaving. But we wonder if you have any ideas on how we can take you with us, because we don't feel right leaving you here.
Well, I've kind of taken root. It might be quite a process. Do you happen to have another ship?
No.
Inda's with you, and so she also kind of joins in the conversation and talks with the treant as well. And Well, Redbud, it seems like you're too big. You've just grown too much. I'm proud of you, though. You've got quite some bark there, and look at the new flowers you've budded. Isn't that nice? Well, I thought I could use the new look. Ah, yes. Well, but unfortunately, it seems that you're a bit big. You've grown a lot, and you've taken some pretty solid rooting into this lifeboat that you've managed to crash into my ship. So, how about the crew return to? I mean, unless you need company here, the crew would return to Sigil, and from there we'll get a new ship, and we'll come back and get you. And the 2-0, it would be like winter without any company. Well,
There's
perhaps Davros will choose to stay with you, but I'm concerned about whether he'd survive with just you and him and the dog. So perhaps it would be best to let you go dormant here, and we'll come back and we'll fetch you and put you on our ship. So they make an agreement. They're good with it. He's just simply asked that they don't let him put another ring on before they come and get him, and she promises him. And then she says, and then he can join the crew to spread light across the multiverse. We'll just have to do it slower without the rod. He's in agreement to that. So they make a deal, and then the captain says, I think it's time we get the rest of the crew.
Okay.
I don't know how long it will take us to get back here, but I don't want it to be any longer than it has to be. And I've promised him it'll be less than a year.
okay.
Well, I guess for your purposes, at least, we're going to the best place possible.
Sure, we can find a place where we can get back out and acquire another ship. The Lambent Zenith has seen its last days. It's time we just put her to rest on the dying god.
Exactly will the ship
what-
go if you...
So, montage scene. You arrive at the Stern Castle. There's cheering. Everyone then gathers all of the belongings that they can from the ship, and they all join you flying up into the astral sea together, forming a large party like Battlestar Galactica, flying back out into space together. The last tribe of the Lambent Zenith. You arrive at the portal. It's large. It's not super large, but it's big enough for regular people to just walk through quite comfortably. And so all of you managed to come back through the portal and land with your feet back on the ground with normal gravity. Perhaps some of you don't take to that so well, but in this case, it brings you back to the sanctum. Your new friends take their leave, and they head back out into the City of Doors to continue their adventures. The Wizards 3 are all here at this time. They're eager to hear your stories. Alestriel says, well, you've been on quite an adventure. Who knew that you'd head to the Astral Sea? Tell me, what stories you can of your adventures.
So we'll start telling her about
Yeah, we'll explain to her.
Yep.
Ilren, the whole ordeal.
Okay. So you recount the story around the fire or what have you, right? You're up in the upper sanctum together, and they invite you to use this as your camp area where you can rest and take your leave. But already, no, who's got the second part? Does Dell still have it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Zith.
Dell, you
Dell
feel
has-
Dell had it.
This has the first one, right?
Never transferred. Who has the
Yep.
first piece?
Zith.
Zith.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose
Um,
do we put them together now? I don't know how this works.
Mordenkainen says, well, it's in 7 different parts, so if you combine them, you'll begin to rebuild the rod. You'll need all 7 to bring it to full power, but combining 2 pieces of the rod will be just fine. Or you can keep it separate if you are concerned about losing the combined rod as you begin to build it back.
Do we need all of
Any-
the pieces of the rod to guide us to the next piece? Like, can we leave you the second piece just for safekeeping?
You will need the second piece. Illustrial's portal will need to learn from the second piece.
What about the
Dell,
first piece?
you
Can we leave
suddenly
it?
get flashes as he begins talking about it, as if the portal hears and tries to communicate already. You know, you hear beat-on, ping, boom, as it's trying to make some kind of a connection. You get flashes of another world. You see a world covered in
Use
curtains
dial-up
of
modem.
exactly. you get visions, which of course load very slowly like this. It's only a 2400 baud connection.
Oh my God.
As you as you see a land devastated, covered in curtains of black or gray mist, not black mist. Mountains. You see large, like, I don't know how to describe it, but the large metal buildings, almost like pieces of metal that are as big as a barn, scattered here and there among the trees, out along the river, and you can see that somewhere here is where the next piece of the rod is located. And all you hear in your mind is Mournland.
Mournland?
Yeah, like MOU
Wow. Yeah.
Mournland. I'll put it in the chat. MOURNLAND. So, Dell, with that information, what do you do?
I think Zith was asking, can we leave the first piece here?
You could if you wish,
Just for
especially if you don't need its power.
Oh, I see. Got it. Okay. That makes sense.
Question.
Zith
I
had
do,
taken out
yeah.
to
I
give
would
it to him and
share
put
the
it back.
vision. Like this piece is already showing me where the next part is. It's a place called Mournland. It looks rather barren and desolate. But we definitely need to get some rest before we continue.
Oh yeah.
Actually, question about the rod. Is there a benefit to combining them other than they're one piece now? Like, do they keep both their powers? Do they gain anything new when we combine them? Or
You will,
just say,
Fantastic question.
go ahead.
the rod of 7 parts does increase in power as you combine each part to form the rod. But for the most part, it is not really at a useful level of power as a complete item until you have assembled it completely. So it's not necessary for you to combine the two pieces. It'll just make it much more convenient to keep them together. And whoever has it will be able to use both the commune ability and the arcane gate ability.
Yeah, Zith would because Zith isn't really super tied to a deity to use the commune spell. I would probably give that part of the rod to Ozus, and remind him that he can talk to Ozus whenever, once a day, and ask 3 questions that could be answered yes or no.
Do I have to attune to, wait, before you do this, do I have to attune to this? Because
I don't think
I'm
so.
attuned out.
No, I don't. I think you just have
Yes.
it. I don't think it's an
Nope.
Are you
attunement.
sure?
You do need to attune to it.
Oh,
Okay,
you
no,
do?
then I'm
Use
out.
its power.
You could grab
All right.
someone else.
So what about Ezra?
He would be the
Is-
next. I don't know where's Ezra's character?
You could do that.
Yeah,
I would give him
that
both
to.
pieces then.
No, but I thought he was attuned out too.
I think we all are technically.
Yeah, I think we basically all are.
Yeah.
But we are staying here
So-
for the next few hours.
Hammer.
But if you're planning on using it, then you just drop something that you're attuned to and attune to that.
How does that
Yeah,
work
so-
though?
No, he has 1 slot left for attuning. He only has armor and
And Moradin's hammer.
yeah.
So they give it
Never
to
have it.
Ezra because there's I'm all 3 of my slots are filled.
Okay, cool. So once Ezra attunes to it in about an hour, I would suggest to him a course of questions. First, ask him about you ask Morton about the next location we're going. At least some initial information. That way, you
It's
might be able to use the library here to
it's
reach.
it's yes or no, Canais.
Oh, okay. I'm not aware the commune spell is limited.
Yeah.
And I guess what sort of question should we ask them? Let's see.
Maybe, are we currently well equipped to take on our next adventure? They're not going to tell us much, but is everybody
No,
down with that
hang on.
question? We only have 3.
Yeah. So are we well equipped? Let's see. You can't really get hints about what next thing where we're going. I wonder if there's anything that's about our current situation. I mean, let's actually
Yeah,
take a
like all
moment
these
to
people we
investigate
brought
that.
to their house.
Well, no, not even them. It's like we've been doing this for what? Less than 80 hours or less than 100 hours. We've met 3 archmages we don't know. We're in a world we don't know.
Yeah,
And
how
we're
does
on a
time work?
So time in the astral sea is funny in that you haven't been gone very long. Like maybe a couple of
Yeah,
hours. but you were gone for a couple of days.
So yeah, so it's been pretty much like what, maybe more than 100 hours since we met all these people.
Yeah, it's all very recent. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, guys, we need a moment to really think about what's going on here. Let's first of all review what we know just to see. So, a few weeks ago, we ended up in Never Death. We fought a bunch of things and we caught the eye of Vecna. That is a confirmed fact.
Yep.
Then after we won the Battle of Leylon, we defeated the Cult of Olorand. The Cult of Talos was apparently sailing to Leylon to lay siege to it. Leylon, Neverwinter. As I learned when I met a bunch of people who claim to be Harper adjacent, and they told us to go there. Now, that is my main curiosity. Who the were those people? And did they do this to us on purpose? Like, somehow know that Talos was going to show up and throw us to the edge of the world?
You can ask the deity that if you want. I mean, that's a yes or no question.
Okay, we have a question. Then we fight Talos. We fight the cult of Talos. Talos shows up. We get thrown to the edge of the world. We somehow coincidentally end up at a black pillar. And let's be very honest, guys. Our luck is bad, very bad.
You think?
But is it really that
We're
bad?
still here.
Yeah, a person with better luck would probably be dead already. Instead of, well, I don't know, dealing with a bunch of undead and one of us having our soul tied to a rock. Besides the point. Do we think Talos did this on purpose to us?
So you're asking your deity, Daenerys?
No, I'm currently just going over what's happened so far.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and getting the other thoughts on it. So, guys, do you think Talos somehow wanted this to happen?
So hard to answer.
Yeah, I don't. If Talos did want this to happen, what would be the reasoning?
I don't know. He's a god of destruction. I mean, and storms.
Well, look, we have 3 questions that Ezra can ask Moradin. Why don't we ask your 2 and about if we have enough, like, do we have the things that we need for our next adventure? One of your questions was, did Talos mean for us to do this? Is that the question? Like, was this part of Talos's plan?
Were we brought here on purpose?
And then what about the Harper people? Like, who are they won't work, but you want to know if they were evil or good?
I'm wondering if the Harpers. I'm wondering. We can ask more questions later. So I think for now, let's ask the first question: were we brought here on purpose?
Moradin / Jim.
That's the question you're going to ask. You're talking to
That's-
Daenerys?
Moradin.
Yeah, Morden.
You're talking to Moradin.
Ezra's the one.
Oh,
No,
Ezra's
Ezra's
the one
casting commune. He's
Gotcha.
casting
Yeah,
commune.
Ezra.
Okay.
We got up to 3 questions in a minute. Question 1, are we here on purpose? Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I guess the next question is, is this part of Talos's plan?
No.
Is this the plan of a divine being?
Are you asking her?
No,
No,
Morden.
Ezra is communing with Morden right now.
Oh, gotcha.
In the background, you hear a flame and a hammer strike an anvil. Clang, clang.
Before we ask your last question,
You asked it
we
already.
know we already asked all 3 questions. I thought we'd only ask 2.
You asked if it was another divine being responsible.
Oh yeah.
And
Yes, I asked.
the answer is unclear.
Right? I will look at the others. What the? That was not a yes or no.
I believe that, Zith, knowing a number of spells, even though he hasn't learned them all, would let you know that unclear is one option if it's not knowable to the deity at the time.
Well, okay then. At least we know something. We're pawns for someone's plan.
We are in someone's plan.
Yeah.
Given what you said, Jim, we can we ask not Morden, but who's the woman? One of the women starts with an I. The other woman wizard.
Tasha?
Asha? Is it Asha?
Tasha.
Tasha.
Illustrial.
Of course. Illustrial, always who I was talking about. I would just sort of ask the room, should we do you know if these rods are more, or these pieces are any more powerful if they're put together before we head out, or if they do the same thing?
What was the question? I'm sorry. I was
Should
typing
we?
in their
Is there
names.
any advantage to putting the 2 pieces of the rod together at this point?
No.
Do they? Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Well, I'm
Yeah,
ready
I
to
already asked.
take a rest if they'll allow us some
Oh yeah, we definitely need to take a
space.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everyone, let's go ahead and process a long rest. You are safe here. There will be no interruptions. You are able to get a complete rest.
Don't forget to do Ezra's.
Yep, I'm doing it right now. Long
I didn't get to
rest.
use that crit. Damn it. 14,
Oh wait,
12, and
hold
15.
on.
What?
Before you do your long rest, can I started it and it threw a crap ton of errors because I'm sure that the D&D Beyond sync is not live. So hold on a second while I set it up. Whoever did this, it's kind of broken. Check the Cobalt cookie success.
Not in a good way. I'd take it.
Okay. Save user coast. Check Patreon status. Allow. Oh, worked. Okay, go ahead and do your long rest again, or for the first time. I think it should work.
All right. I'm going to ignore the portent rolls.
Okay. It's a new day.
Oh, I like those more, but fair enough. Okay.
Yeah,
Saw
you
it
got
didn't
to
take
unclick the
mage
day.
armor off me. Oh, that's because it's not a new day. So I'm going to take a 1 spell slot off for mage
I think what
armor.
it is, if we were using a calendar, that's when it really.
It does. It uses simple calendar.
Because anytime I do a long rest and don't click off the new day, it never updates.
Yeah, same.
Well, that's because you can take more than one long rest in a day, but you don't get the benefits of the same, right? It's not quite the same. So if we advance it by a day, it's not the right calendar day anyway, but I'll have to fix it when. Let's put it at noon. Okay. So I'll have to catch it up. I have to go back and look through when each of these were. All the recordings have the dates on them, and I can, but they don't have the date in game. But well, I'll have to figure it out. I'll ask AI after I let it ingest a bunch more recordings. That may be a way to catch the calendar up. Okay, so there you are in the upper sanctum. You have some time during your rest and around the rest. If you would like to do any research, talk to the Wizards 3 or anything along those lines.
Yes.
Yep.
So I actually think you go talk to Elestriel. He's the one who's studying the obelisk, right?
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's managed to bring this obelisk in here with you. It's still there.
So I like to go talk to her and pretty much, explain. We just use the Madame Elestriel.
Yes, Caneus.
I have some interesting news about your spell. So me and my comrades were using the rod. I mean, it's been a hectic few days for us, and we asked the question if us coming here was someone's plan. My friend, we were speaking to the Dwarven god Morden with using the communion spell. He said we were brought here by someone's nations.
That's fascinating, because it sure seems to me you were brought here strictly by chance when our wish spell went awry.
My first thought was that this might be the work of Talos. He's a storm god from our world, and one we've been fighting his cult before we got here.
What, to get rid of you, to make you go somewhere else?
I have no idea. But
why wouldn't he just destroy you?
Well, he did throw us pretty much to the edge of the earth where he found the obelisk, but no, according to Moradin, this was not Talos' doing.
It wouldn't make sense if he was, so I would tend to agree with that. If some higher power was responsible, it certainly wouldn't be him.
Yeah, we did. The third question is the reason I'm speaking to you. It said that the third question we asked was it a divine plan that brought us here, like another god or some other higher level being? Morden didn't know. So I'm wondering if even in this place, could your spell have been tampered with by a divine force?
Well, there were no divine forces here, but I didn't detect any. Just something went terribly wrong with our spell. And we were certainly well involved in the ritualistic casting, but as it stands, it shouldn't have gone awry. But Tasha and Mordenkainen did work through some of the customizations. We were tampering a bit with the traditional casting of the wish spell. This wish spell was intended to reach across time and space through the multiverse and stop Vecna, but obviously it was less than successful.
I thought I should let you know what we discovered at the very least. Since you're the one who's studying the obelisk, maybe that's somehow tied to your spell or something. I don't know.
It's possible. I will keep that in mind. Thank you for bringing this to me.
You're welcome. It's just been a long few months. Right when we thought we were done, we got pulled right back in.
It's probably been a 10-day. Come on.
Oh no, oh yeah, we probably haven't mentioned. And I'll start giving you like a brief summary of like what we were doing before all this.
Oh,
Literally just days before. Yeah,
Oh.
we just literally finished destroying another cult of an undead god.
Well, it does appear you were busy making a name for yourself on the Sword Coast. You've done well. I'm sure whatever fateful power seems to have brought you here, perhaps it has done so, manipulated the fabric of the weave or something to bring you here so you could continue this mission here.
Yeah. Once we are done with this, I am holding up in my new house in Neverwinter for a while.
I have to say, I'm pleased to know that your whatever powers that these are that have brought you here, whether it be the fate of a wish spell gone awry or some other power manipulating everything to bring you here. It seems to me that we're fortunate that your party is competent and with a good heart.
Thank you. It's nice to meet some of the your power and see how much you guys are obviously trying to do such things well beyond what I can understand, but at least trying to help people, if not the entire multiverse, apparently. I barely even knew there was a multiverse a few days ago.
Which reminds me, we've been looking into where the next piece of the rod will be leading you.
Mm.
Apparently, it's going to a world known as Eberron.
Okay. Weird name. But, yeah. Pearl's a
Well,
little weirder, I guess.
Some might say Toril or Oerth are weird names as well. Just unfamiliar.
What is Mornland?
It appears that Mornland is located on a continent called Corvair. And the Mornland is the ravaged region that has been destroyed through apocalyptic war.
That's bad.
In Mornland, you will probably find the remains of huge war machines. Apparently, the people of the nation of Sire were quite adept at building such machines.
What sort of machines? Like catapults?
No,
Constructs?
they are called Warforged. They're indeed artificial constructs. but they have their own souls, their own intelligence.
When she says construct, I will immediately look at Zith, remembering these statues get to life.
So be wary, it is told that the Warforged still roam the land.
So they're like
Got it.
automatons.
Something like that.
Do you know if they could be reprogrammed?
Perhaps as well as you could. I don't know much more about them, but it seems that they have their own souls.
Yeah, Zid is hoping that his tinkering skills might be useful down on Eberron, not knowing that world.
Now, normally, the piece of the rod that you carry would point you directly to where the next piece is located, but apparently the Mournland is covered by some kind of interference. Magic doesn't always function as it's intended to, particularly teleportation magic, divination magic, scrying spells and the sort. So the portal is not able to see exactly where the piece of the rod is. But as it looks from without the Mournland, it knows that it lies within. That's as close as we can get.
And we're going there or to Eberron, or is the Mournland in Eberron?
Correct. The Mournland is on the continent called Corvair on the world of Eberron.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Do you have any other advice, or can you see anything else about where this thing might be? I mean, we look like, sounds like we're gonna have to go in blind, but any help would be appreciated.
I think you are. Our magic cannot see into that land.
Yeah.
You think we'll run into any sort of locals? I mean, besides the Warforged.
It is told that the Warforged still roam the land, but I'm sure that there may be other factions at work there. The wreckage from the last war, that whole battlefield, from our research, our magical investigation, if you will, refers to something called the Colossi. These were massive fire-spewing machines, and they now lie strewn about the Mournland. And the Warforged continue to try to find relics from the wreckage, so I'm sure other factions do the same. There isn't much more to offer as far as a briefing on what you will find once you arrive. But with the second piece in hand, the portal will take you there.
Yes.
When you're
My
ready.
only at this point, my only main concern is that we won't be able to talk to any of the locals. I mean, so far we've gotten lucky that all we've run into is a bunch of cultists for Lolth and a bunch of a bunch of space bearers who spoke our version of common. I mean, if we're going to a place with a lot of locals, I mean, I doubt we'll speak the same language.
one thing we've noticed is that the common tongue seems quite common, even across the multiverse.
Really?
Hopefully, there will be those there that can speak and understand it.
Wow. I was more of a scholarly minded, more taken on this whole multiverse thing. It might be a more interesting, a fascinating academic paper on how the heck that happened.
If you think about it, Caneus, the multiverse is practically endless. And Vecna seeks to control all of it. Not exactly sure how he intends to do that, but there are common threads that run through many parts of the multiverse. Language would be one. So it makes sense to some degree that there would be some commonalities in language. But perhaps there would be places where there isn't language at all.
That's
But think about
fascinating.
this. Regardless of language, the meta text holds all of it.
Right? It's the story of everything, beginning to end. Damn, I'm gonna need to grab books from this world, aren't I? I need to raid a library. Guys, we have a side mission now.
You want to raid one now?
If I have to, yes. If we just happen to run across a library, we might need to raid it. I'll need to bring it back as many books from other worlds as possible when we get back home. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Dedir is like only worshipped on Toro, right?
Did you hear him?
Were you asking
Him?
Alestriel a question?
No, that's a you question. As far as Canadian is aware, you know, Dedir is only worshipped on Toro, right? Like I have not seen. Like, I know he's a pretty minor god, but you know,
Perhaps he's worshipped by
yeah,
another name elsewhere.
either way, books always a priority. Especially since I lost that darn book of that tells me the secrets of Cartheri. Go into one pocket dimension for the bag of holding. Everything is turned awry. Oh, either way, come on, guys, we got books. I mean, we have to go get the next piece of the rod.
Hey, so what do you guys want to do? Where are you headed next? Do you do anything before you step through the portal, or are we ready to do that?
I'm looking at spells just to make sure.
Oh yeah, fair.
Smart idea.
Yeah.
And I think I'm pretty settled of what I've got already, what we had before. I don't really see how or what I can change.
Well, Canadians now has its priorities straight, realizing that the Meditech probably encompasses the entire multiverse, not just their world.
So Tasha walks up to you while you're looking through your spells and studying and kind of preparing to go. And Tasha says, you know, we're all a little worried about this particular voyage you're about to take. The concern we have is that this rod piece is going to be especially difficult. Quite the challenge. Because the Mournland is difficult to navigate. From what we've been able to discern, we suspect the rod piece is hidden probably in one of the dozens of ruined colossi that's scattered across Mount Ironrot. Instead of searching each colossus individually, though, I suggest you augment the rod's divining power with local magic that maybe can penetrate the Mournland's impeded navigation.
Local magic. What does she mean by that?
I think you should try to tune the second rod piece to a working docent from maybe inside one of the fallen colossi. So a
What's the
docent
docent?
is a small, sentient metal sphere that employs its sentience and magic on behalf of an attuned warforge.
Are you saying where you
Hey.
have to deal with a lot of the dead?
No, a docent. It's a small sphere. She holds up her fingers and says, about this big. Now, warforged, who are living sentient constructs, they can actually implant the docent in their chest cavity like a heart. And that intelligence that they put in there grants them more understanding, more learning, powers, the ability to use magic. Docents do various different things. So if you can find a docent and somehow tune it to the second rod piece, you will probably be able to use the power of the second rod piece that's already innate for finding the third piece, but using the intelligence of the docent to do so.
We'll keep an eye out for one then.
Docents, by the way, are very valuable.
Doesn't you say?
So they will be sought after. This is probably the main thing that the Warforged wander across the land looking for. Any ancient relics from the last war that they could use themselves.
Are they fey or dead or
Who?
the docent?
The docent is not necessarily living. So it's intelligence, though. So it's power and intelligence. I'm not sure how to explain it to you, but it's kind of like augmenting an automaton's already existing circuitry or systems and granting them additional abilities or powers. So because of that, docents are quite the commodity. So if you find one, probably don't advertise it.
Got it.
Our thoughts are that the docent will stabilize the power of the rod within that altered magical state in that world and help to point directly to where the next piece is. So, good
Okay.
luck to you.
Thank you. Keep an eye out for the dozen. Thank you for the information.
I'm off now to my own base of operations. I need to dig in further and see how much progress Vecna is making on his ritualistic casting. I hope we don't run out of time. Maybe I can do some things to disrupt him and cause him to take longer. So that's where I'm headed. You go find the next piece, and good luck.
Oh, well, okay. So the thing is, based off of what he just said, or she said, that I guess we should have a lot of spells for the dead. That's what I'm trying to figure out here.
What do you guys think?
Ziv, do you think that's enough information that if you find looking object or scry or anything like that, you could use it to find a docent?
What does our Vecna's eye give us again?
Voyance.
The clairvoyance is just it stays somewhere, right? It's not. It's like a sensor. I do have my magical eye that can search, over distance. I don't know whether this Mornland, she said something about divination magic maybe not working like we think there. I don't know if we'll know until we go there, but there might be ways for us to find it in short order. I don't know how much more prepared we can get on, honestly, unless you want to sit here and study with them. I'd love to pick Mordenkainen's brain, but I don't think we have that amount of time.
No, I think we've been going at a good pace so far, but we do need to hurry up.
Yeah. I think we dive head first and hope for the best.
Yep.
Okay.
Indilka.
Indilka. Indilka.
As if it's sliding up and down the stairs. This is cool, man.
Della gave me the idea. I can't say it's mine. I can't steal. It's a great idea. The next time we come back, I might want to pick Mordenkainen's brain a bit to see if, after hopefully 3 parts of the rod, he'll maybe teach me a couple new tricks if we make it back.
Okay. All right. So you are ready to go through the portal. Everyone got their spells picked out, abilities refreshed. Everything's good.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess I have to roll a D. I will do that. But yeah, no reason to wait for me.
Okay. Very good. So you go down to the lower sanctum, you walk up the steps. Ezra's leading the way. He has the second piece. And as he holds it out in front of him, you can see it's kind of pulling him, tugging a little bit more toward the platform at the top of the stairs. And as he approaches just a few steps shy, the platform explodes in a bright portal, a big oval, and and it's got a shimmering surface. And Ezra looks back and he goes, "All right, lads, off we go." And he steps through the portal.
Follow him.
As each of you follows suit, you end up landing in a kind of a mountainous region. You're on a small plateau. And next to you, where the portal is, the portal finds itself on a very large mirror of sorts that is standing, a giant oval that that overlooks the valley. But it's hard to see anything in the valley because of all of the sheets of fog and such that are flowing around down there. It's very misty. It looks you do see bits poking out here and there. You make out from the valley below that look like large pieces of iron, like big sheets. They must be huge. But next to you is the most important piece of scenery right now. It is a 20-foot tall vertical black oval made of glass. It sits on the muck atop a low hill. The oval reflects the surrounding mist-shrouded landscape with supernatural clarity. The oval looks like a giant mirror, but it functions as a door between here and Sigil right now. Your portal is a part of this larger mirror.
It's just a part.
Oof.
Yes. Right. So as you see the rest of the black glassy surface, you can see the sky rendered in it from a certain vantage here or there. You can look in the mirror and it reflects down to the valley. It's very clear, crystal clear, what you can see.
Is there any clear place to start? Like, are these big metal objects what Illustrial described?
Yeah, it looks very much like you see in one area there is a what appears to be like a helmet, but it's the size of a barn. It's huge, sticking up. You can see between the trees. There's a couple of trees, and so it gives you reference down in this valley.
Mm-hmm.
But you are at the base of this very large, tall mountain. That must be what they were referring to as iron. What's it called? Iron root? Mount Iron Rot. Iron Rot, not root.
And did they say it was at the base of Mount Ironrod, or we had to climb this mountain?
So this whole valley is the base of Mount Iron Rot.
Got it.
It all counts.
Yeah. You said there's one helmet that we can see, one giant.
Yeah, it's sticking
helmet.
up out of it's not, yeah. And so as the mists move around, little fog clouds kind of roil around in the area and all through this valley, you can make out other parts that the helmet is attached to. So it must be like this giant suit of armor or something that's kind of broken and laying in the area.
So we go take a look at that, boys, or you have any other great ideas?
Do
Let's
do I
start with the
still
most
have the
obvious
second
place.
piece? Or did I give it to Ezra? I don't remember what.
I have Ezra carrying both of them.
Okay. Should we? I mean, is that thing like kind of pulling us
You
in
want
a
us to split it up?
direction?
It's down there somewhere, Ezra says. It's not clear.
Let's go.
Okay, let's start with the giant helmet, I guess.
All right, so you head down into this misty area. There are streams. One in particular that is a little river, a little bit bigger than a stream, and how did it fly? Oh, I got him, and then I let him go. Dang it. So the land is, you like trod off down into the fog. Around you, you see tall trees here and there, some in clustered copses of trees, some just random here or there. Some of the bases of these trees are 10 to 20 feet in diameter, and some are, regular, much more normal, 3 foot across trees or what have you, right? But kind of a forested area. Many trees are broken and fallen. Let me see if I can find you a good picture. Let me see. Yeah, here's a good example. Hold on while I copy this and paste it in the chat. Okay.
Ooh. So before we left, I did change one spell, just to let you know.
Okay, what'd you change?
I changed Rejuvenation and I turned it to Temple of Gods.
Okay, what does that do?
Temple of Gods, it creates a temple and no undead can come into it.
Gotcha. So what you're facing here is a veritable wasteland of ruin, rock,
Well, I wouldn't call it wasteland.
large craters, fallen trees, broken stones. Apparently, there were some buildings you've passed through. So clearly, ruins just laid waste. You find large indentations in the ground that look like giant boot prints. There's a lot of things that give you this eerie feeling of this is a graveyard, but not of men necessarily. This is a graveyard of giant automatons.
Automatons?
Yeah, Zith would if Zith found any mechanisms or interesting bits and bobs, he would take a look. He is an aspiring tinkerer, but I wouldn't take up too much time if I thought that they couldn't help us. But I would be interested in some of the mechanisms as we're passing them if they are of note.
Yeah, most of what you find is shattered iron, just scraps everywhere, like not mined, already wrought, but in pieces, splintered. You find timber that has been cut and apparently used, but it's now just splintered and in pieces. Some of these timbers may have come from some of those huge trees that you saw before, used to build these giant war machines.
What sort of war could require this sort of forces?
And then in the mist, you encounter what can only be a once massive bipedal war machine made of stone, metal, and wood that now lies in complete and utter ruin. Fragments of the mechanical titan lie scattered about, each piece as big as a barn.
As big as a barn?
Yeah, yeah. So like a leg or a lower foot. Huge, big as a house. These things are giant.
And from like the overgrowth and surrounding conditions.
There's really no growth. This place is
Dead.
more like, think of it like post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Got it. Is there any sense that we can make
Catholic school.
through investigation or whatever how long this thing has been dead for, or not? In this shape.
Probably quite a long time.
Okay.
Is it petrified?
No, I don't mean thousands of years.
Yeah,
but
years.
maybe decades, a couple decades, maybe. Let me look and see if I can find how long ago.
That's okay. It
was
doesn't matter. I mean, it's just
the
not
last
fresh. Like we aren't
war.
walking into a live war. Sounds like.
No, this is definitely a graveyard battlefield, for sure.
So we are supposed to go. I sort of turned to Kineas, like when you talk to her, she said that we have to go piece by piece and try and find this docent, and that
Yes.
might magnify the power of the rods.
So more specifically, she said that once we find the docent, we need to figure out a way to combine it with the second piece of the rod. And that way, it will naturalize the rod's tracking ability to this world's magical signature, making it easier to find the third piece.
It could
And how
be
big is-
even more recent than that, actually, as I'm digging in a little bit. The last war may have been within the last decade.
Okay. How big did she say this was, Kineas, again? And are there any like?
Today's will make a circle with his, combine his forefinger and his thumb and say about this big.
Got it. Well, how the hell are we going to find that? Should we split up?
No,
Yeah.
not in this environment. We shouldn't split up.
Yeah. I don't know much about whatever that happened in this place, but wherever there was any sort of conflict, there's always scavengers.
Okay, well, I do
Those-
think that maybe Ollie and maybe Anea could do some scouting for us. I mean, I could use my magic eye, but that is a highly powered. I don't know how much I'll be able to cast beyond that, I guess, is what I'm saying. Could we get our familiars out, or do they not work out here?
They're already out. I mean, they didn't die last time.
I know, but they aren't on our sheet, so I don't know if there's something about the portal. Sometimes we lose them.
No, did you? Yeah, if you had them already out and on your shoulder or whatever when you walk through the portal, then they're there with
Okay.
you.
Well, I would send Owlie, down one leg and then up the body and back down to see if she saw anything.
Too bad we don't have Sparky with us.
Oh, Sparky, pour one out for our guy.
Hope he's okay.
He's just not with us.
Yeah,
He's getting his rabies shots.
he's in boarding.
He's at the PetSmart getting done up. Yeah, make that scar look really nice.
So everyone kind of sets to searching this wreckage of the Colossus.
Yeah, and I get
Looking for a
Ollie up
docent.
in the air to like see if she can help point us in the right direction. But yeah, I think we just go piece by piece.
Okay. So as you go through this Colossus wreckage, it's going to take you about 4 hours to go through it. You're looking for a docent, a little small ball, like a snitch, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
something
A sphere.
just occurred to me. If we're gonna spend our time looking, maybe we start at the chest, because didn't she say that they can put them in their chest?
Yeah.
If we have to
And the
pick a
other
place to
thing,
start,
yeah.
I guess we start there.
Can we use a detection of good or evil to see if that hones in on it?
I'm thinking more of it. If any of you guys have locate object. That'd probably be more useful.
I do not have it.
Okay. Also, let's have investigation rolls.
Yep.
Okay. I will
Oh,
place it
wait,
on my
wait. Before you do that, let me give you guidance.
Let's have one person make the group roll.
I don't know why that rolled twice.
I'll take Dell's roll.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do right there.
So let's have one roll for the whole group as you go searching. So
And let me give you guidance.
I'm decent at an investigation.
I
No
have
promise.
+7, and I have advantage on it thanks to my eyes of minute seeing.
What? What?
I have a magic item called the eyes of minute seeing that gives me advantage on investigation.
Oh,
I also have a +7.
And
investigation.
let it be Kineas, and let me cast guidance on you then.
Great.
Where is he?
Okay.
Hang on.
I'm right next to.
Let me get a little closer to you.
Okay.
Grandpa's moving.
Kineas was made for this.
I have a +9, but no advantage.
That's all.
Ozus has a good one too, right? He has the little tiara.
Right,
The
Kineas.
tiara.
let's
Yeah,
see
for
a roll.
knowledge.
You're gonna make your investigation roll. Go for it.
Yes. Okay. So, alt investigation. Oh, come on.
Really? With all that stuff behind you? That's the
Well,
best
plus-
you could do.
+4.
Okay,
It didn't give him.
Plus
Oh, it didn't give
guidance.
him the. It didn't give him the thing. Yeah. 2. 18.
Okay, it's an 18.
What do you mean?
It's not bad.
It's 2 better.
Yeah, +7. What do you think that's from? +5, +2 proficiency.
+7 is just his
And
modifier.
he rolled with advantage.
Yeah. +7 is my natural thing, and then I rolled a D4 for guidance.
Okay.
So I have a total of 18.
Gotcha. All right. So Kineas, you discover that this wreckage does not contain a docent anymore. It's
Doesn't live
definitely
here
gone.
anymore.
It's definitely gone. You also discover some deep, angular boot prints belonging to an unusually heavy bipedal creature. Like the boot has 2 large toes. And you notice that these footprints seem to lead to and from a particular direction.
Would following them require a check, or is it fairly clear?
It's fairly clear. No check required. It leads off in a particular direction.
Well,
It's pretty clear.
I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna all the things for a minute, and we're currently on the Colossus, right?
Not on it. You are among the wreckage.
yeah.
So I'm going to climb on the Colossus, like to get to a higher vantage point.
Okay.
I'm going to once I'm relatively maybe more than 15 feet in the air. I'm gonna take out my spyglass and look around, specifically in the direction the footprints were going.
Yeah. So to the
Do I
north,
see any?
you do see some buildings to the north, and that's where those footprints were headed. It's quite some distance away, but from your vantage point, fairly well near the, treetops that are still standing. You do see over the rough terrain that there is, in particular, a windmill, not unlike the picture I actually posted.
I'd send Ollie out in that direction towards the windmill to just sort of scout, alert us to any danger or anything interesting she might see. While we sort of probably reorient and start heading that way. I can go first and go into full stealth mode.
Hang on a second. I want to check something.
I'll roll stealth checks.
Can I do a religion check? How far away is this windmill?
Yeah, you can do a religion check. It's quite a distance, and you'd have to climb up next to Kineas and use his spyglass to get a better look at it. But it's a distance, so I'd say within a mile or so.
Can I do a religion check?
Sure. What are you hoping your religion check is going to give you? It doesn't appear to be a religious building.
If it's a ritual building, if it's a ritual.
You know, it might possibly be to some god of the harvest.
Are there any nooses in front of the building?
No.
Okay.
You can't see that well. It's just
Okay,
peeking up
okay.
out of the fog, and you see that that there is definitely windmill arms that are sticking up out of the fog, right? The blades of the windmill.
Yeah, that was just a thought. I'm pulling from my mom's background, so okay. I just it's something. Oz just says this, and he doesn't really make any heavy references to anything, but he just out of curiosity. But he does say, I mean, obviously we should proceed with caution.
This would ask you more about your mom.
Hecka?
Tell me more.
I have to pull up my. I got a write up on her.
All right, we can do this later.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So, all right. So you climb back down, and you kind of point the group like there's a village or a windmill or something that way.
Yeah. I'll have
Yeah.
Ollie like going back and forth between the windmill and us to sort of alert us to anything that might be coming up. And Zith will go into stealth mode to sort of lead the team forward. Dell probably could or would want to do the same. And
That was decent at stealth.
I did a stealth check for you, Jim, if you needed it, and slowly and carefully making our way. How like is it dark or is it sort of dim light like the picture that you shared?
Yeah, it's like the picture.
Yeah.
So it's dim light through it's literally like ground hugging clouds. So walking through it is thick and difficult. And Zith, I need you to make a survival check.
Oh, that's not good. Okay.
All of us are just Zith.
Zith is leading you, so just Zith right now.
Okay.
Is it sudden or can I give myself guidance first? If it's sudden, it's sudden. I get that.
I mean, it's just to see how you're doing. So unless you continually cast guidance, it's all.
No.
It's not for a specific purpose. It's kind of just to
That was
see how
good.
you're doing. Yeah.
That is nice.
All right. So as you go through this area, you get turned around a little bit because it's not just straight flat terrain. It's broken. It's rocky. It has like occasional wreckage. It has fallen trees. It's got little cliffs and tiny, smaller sized little, I don't know what you'd call it, like crevasses that you end up walking through and realizing, oh, this is it can't get through here. And you have to back up and go another way and so forth. But you managed to navigate pretty well through the area. You try to stick to some higher ground where maybe these curtains of mist are a little thinner, and that makes the walking slower because now you're above ground for everything. All right, hold on. YouTube might give me a strike for using a gun on camera, but I got to shoot that fly. All right, thanks. This is a bug assault gun. It uses salt.
Ooh.
It uses salt, so it's
Oh,
assault.
you're using one of those.
It's a salt gun. Yeah.
Oh, that's not nice. That's not fair.
Well, it gives it's an unfair advantage. Don't go into a battle you can't win. All right. That thing was bugging me though. All right, so you guys are kind of crawling through these areas slowly. Sometimes the ground is even difficult to see very far ahead. Your visibility changes regularly. Sometimes 10 feet, sometimes a full 30, 40, 50 feet you can see ahead. And so you're plodding your way through, and you got lucky by being able to see a little bit further ahead than normal most of the time. So there is here a windmill that towers above a ruined village. The windmill's sides and blades are reinforced with badly rusted steel plates, and the attached wooden outbuilding is in shambles. Muddy roads separate the mill from the ruined buildings in the rest of the village. In the center of a nearby intersection stands an eroded stone statue of a humanoid draped in colorful scraps of cloth, but it's chipped and damaged and faded. But you can piece together a little bit of what you might have thought this looked like some few years ago. So 1 minute while I pull up the map of where you currently are, and then drop you guys down here. Random, elevation 0, drop. And then we've got Ananea.
Yay.
And we've got a owl. Okay. All right, so you can see there's kind of some roads. I'm going to just draw on the map for a second here so you get a kind of a idea. So this is kind of a road here, and there's like a road here, and you're kind of on a road here. It's a little muddy road, and the road goes like this. So you can kind of see it goes around, and this is the statue that is in the middle. So there's ruins here, and ruins to your right, and just big rocks and wreckage here and here, right? So kind of that's the lay of the land here. So let me get Warforged. Okay.
What the heck is that? Are those?
So standing outside of the windmill, you see two suits of armor. I'm not sure what else to describe it to you who've never seen a creature like this before. They look a little bit like this. I'll drop in the chat.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Is that wiring that's coming out of him?
They're robots. Which we wouldn't know what robots are, but
Yeah.
These must be the Warforged that the Wizards 3 spoke of.
Yeah.
Yes.
The idea seems to be that these were created to fight. These were created to wage war. And so they made them the ultimate soldiers. Like Terminators.
Great.
So,
And
Jim,
do
as
they
far as we
see
can
us
tell,
yet?
these
They're standing guard. They haven't taken notice of you just yet. Since I just threw you on the map, I don't think it's fair for them to like, hail. So we'll just say that you guys are beginning to approach. You're looking at the statue. It's blocking the way a little bit, but there is a lot of fog on here. I'm gonna have to add the FX master so I can put things like fog on the map. I gotta do that, but not today. So you see fog, like this mist and fog is, and it moves with the wind, so it almost like curtains just rolling through. Some thick sections come through, and then some are thinner areas, and it's just constantly like sheets in the wind, just blowing around. So, who's going to act first? Yes.
I was gonna say, so far as we can tell, these seem to be very different from either the Myrmidons we fought, back on the road,
Yeah.
near
Those were like,
Laidlawn, or
yeah,
those were spirits in armor, and they don't seem to be very similar to the construct we fought either. The statue.
it'd be very similar.
Statues are gold.
Yeah, these definitely have hinged arms, like just like armor. It looks like maybe an animated suit of armor, and they have a bit of a glow to their eyes.
I whispered to the others. Seems these things are sentient, or are they just spell construct?
They're sentient. They probably have those whoozy what's 'em on them. They'll be used with the rod. I forget what it's called. It's the only thing I didn't write down.
Okay.
Yes.
So I will put that in the chat also. DOCENT, docent. All right. Well, they move quite fluidly as Owly flies toward them and flies back, and one of them points up, and the other they look at each other, and that brings their attention kind of as Owly sets upon the top of the statue. That brings their attention to see you guys coming in all of your glory. Some of you are glowing. Some of you, I don't know, what is that thing around Kineas again?
I don't know. It's been there forever.
That's just it's an old effect. I have no idea what it does. What it is.
Really? So let's see.
none shall pass.
Devil's Sight.
Ooh, that just made me think of something.
Warcaster. You don't like have an must have an effect somewhere. But okay. All right.
I think it's left over from another thing. It just never went away.
So the two suits of armor kind of square up, and they have javelins and swords, and so they're pretty well armed, but they are looking for what your intentions are. They seem to kind of get a little bit ready, but not. They don't seem to take an offensive stance.
I will place my hands up in the air, as in, like, we're not a threat. Let's see. Hail. We are travelers here, exploring these ruins, and we come to investigate the area.
Their voice, one of them speaks as if kind of hollow and sort of at the same time kind of flat in the voice. And he says, "Where do you come from?"
We come from a town very far away from here called Leylon.
"I do not know of this Leylon. Why are you here? State your intention."
We are here in search of an artifact that we've been hired to retrieve. It should be I don't know if you've seen it. It's a magical artifact with it. Looks like a greenish crystalline structure with some bits of metal on it. I say doing my best to kind of like vaguely describe what it looks like. It's called
You seek a docent?
we're looking.
That will help us find what we're looking for.
Yes. You've been told that the docent can amplify another piece of the object we have for tracking it.
These items are sacred to our people.
We're not aware of that.
They're sacred relics.
Well, Zith would shout out from the corner there. He's trying to hide before he got caught. We will give it right back when we're done. We only need it for the afternoon. We mean you no harm. We do not want trouble.
A door opens, and the exact image of this Warforged I put in the chat, this purple-hued Warforged, comes out of the windmill and steps forward.
Greetings.
Hello, traveler. State your name.
I am Kineas. And I'll point to Anea, who's on my shoulder. And this is Anea.
Greetings. He gives you all a chance to introduce yourselves and state your names, etc., however you like, and then says, "I am called Mercy. You are welcome here at our camp. We are pilgrims. I heard that you are seeking docents."
Yes and no. We're seeking one to help us find another object.
There are many who search this land for functional docents. We are among them. We feel they are sacred relics. But there are others who will not be friendly like we are. There are at least two other groups in particular. There's a band of Siren veterans, and they watch our group from the shadows. And there is also a gang of openly hostile Warforged that we avoid at all costs. This latter group is loyal to the Lord of Blades. They are very dangerous.
How do we tell them from you?
They will be the ones running their swords through your chest.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Lord of Blades seeks to wipe out anyone who opposes him. It seems it is his only purpose.
I think what my friend was saying was, are they a different size or color or look from your tribe?
No, but they will be very aggressive. I don't know what you know of our people.
You are the first one of you I've ever met.
Many of us are unique, and we take pride in our own, what would you call it, style? Come, let us talk.
I will walk over towards him.
Yeah. So he invites you into the windmill.
I would leave Allie, as long as I thought he'd be in range, I'd leave Allie on the top of the statue
Okay.
while we go in.
Sure.
It's a nice place
So-
you're at.
It is a place of peace.
Hmm.
The millstones here have been removed from this mill, leaving an empty space here. Warforged pilgrims use the mill to plan expeditions. They use it also as an ossuary. So it's a kind of a place where people can come and we will bring them in. But when we find remains of our kind, we keep them here in sacred rest.
Hmm.
Very noble.
The ossuary is down
Oh,
those
it was
stairs. So we would ask you to not go down there
Of course.
Of course.
and respect our honored dead. So
You said your name was Mercy, correct?
Mercy. Yes,
Mhm.
that is correct.
You're saying something, Jim?
Hmm?
You're about to say something?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I was going to say that all the other buildings except for the windmill itself are in ruins and don't offer any refuge from any of the elements, etc. So the mill is the only real place that you have.
Hey. Anyway.
These other competing factions here make it very dangerous for even us to explore and search for artifacts and relics that are sacred to us. Have you seen any of them? Have you encountered any of these groups?
We have not. You're the first group we've encountered since we've arrived in these lands. So far, the main thing we've seen is I'll point to the giant colossus in the direction of the colossus we saw.
Yeah, the thing though is,
Yes. So as I was saying, we're not actually here for a docent. Docent, at least for us, is just a useful tool to help find another object.
so we have to befriend one.
So I mean, I guess my question is: have you seen anything that looks like? And I will actually use prestidigitation to create a trinket version of like of the Rodosin pieces. It's made of glass instead of crystal, but it looks pretty accurate. It's not right. It's a little bit smaller than the actual ones.
Right. It's a handheld.
Have you seen anything that looks like? Yes. Have you seen anything that looks like this?
No, I have not. However, perhaps one of our kind might have an idea of where you might find it. But I will ask of you first, can you help us with this problem of these other factions that impede us in our mission?
How many of
What do you
them
mean by
are
help?
there, and how many of you are there?
Well, I'm
Well,
sure
there
there's going to
are
be a lot.
there are some Siren veterans. These are holdovers from the last war, and they wander through the mist. They are also looking for artifacts and docents and such.
We're more than happy to help you, but what do you mean by? In what way do you mean help? Help you? Like, you want us to kill these other Warforged and the mercenaries, or
We
something
want
else?
peace
What's your mission?
to recover sacred docents, to find our fallen kin and bring them to rest here.
But this spot right here.
Okay.
Yes. In the ossuary.
I told you this religious building.
Okay, so you want peace. I will let you know beforehand we're not the best at that. We're the best at, we're better at fighting bad guys than diplomacy. But we've done it before, and we have a pretty good success rate.
We seek docents. They are sacred.
Yeah.
They belong in the hands of Warforged who fought in the last war.
Okay. Like I said, the only reason we're looking for one is it makes one of our jobs slightly easier. So if you're willing to help us with looking for this artifact, we're more than willing to help you with your issue, which is making peace with the other Warforged.
Sounds like we're in agreement. I think probably we're gonna keep moving.
There is a village where the veterans operate from. Perhaps you can persuade them to relinquish what is rightfully Warforged.
Mm.
We can certainly see what we can do.
If you
They
can
have a
do
stat.
this,
They have a stash of docent. That's what you're saying.
if you can do this, I will do my best to help you find what you seek. I will allow you the use of a docent. You said you have some use for one.
Yes, we're hoping to use it to make tracking this artifact easier,
I
more
see.
precise.
Then we will lend you the use of a docent long enough to achieve what you need.
Seems reasonable.
Sounds
I mean,
good.
if it's just we're more than willing to try diplomacy with the veterans, and we'll see what happens.
Very good. The
Any
village
advice?
is to the east, closer to the base of Mount Ironrot. It is based along the stream. There's a stone bridge that crosses the stream. This will be how you know you are there.
Okay.
And with that, you guys are ready to head onward to maybe find some of these Siren veterans, maybe negotiate a deal with them, and if you can, then perhaps you will have a docent at your disposal to use with your second piece of the rod so that you can find the third piece.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, guys. We will end here for tonight, and we'll continue again next week. Thanks all for joining us on the interwebs. We appreciate you're watching this. Please leave a comment. How many people do you think were watching tonight? Shall we look?
3.
We had 5 views.
4.
All
Oh,
right.
there you go.
Yes.
We had 5 people stop in at one point. Maybe it was the same person who kept trying to come back to see if it got any better. All right. Well, thanks, guys. You have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you next week.
Cool beans.
Okay, sounds good.